Good day, folks, and welcome back to the channel. And today, we are going to take a look at some reasons why there is so much hate towards Harley Davidson. But first, a viewer bike. This one comes all the way from Germany. This is Jürgen's Softail Deluxe. I'm guessing this is from around 2011, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. He has got some Willie G skulls on this bike, a little extra chrome around the headlight, custom grips, and a swing arm bag. And that is the way a classic Harley Davidson should look right there. So thanks for sending that in, Jürgen. And if anyone else out there would like to see their bike in a video, send me some pics with some info, and I'll get it up on the channel. My email is in the description below. So why all the hate towards Harley Davidson? I'll tell you this, having a YouTube channel, despite how small this one is, I hear a decent deal of hate. Granted, a lot of it is directed at my appearance, sound, intelligence, but there is still a bit about the bikes and the company. So we're going to talk about some of these issues that people have. First is price. People complain a lot about how much these bikes cost, and I am actually one of them. I tend to agree that the prices are too high overall and on average. And you do need to pay a substantial amount of money for a new bike these days. And then quite a bit more if you want to get more performance, which brings me to the next point. And that is, of course, performance. Let's face it, you can get a much better performing bike for much less. Now, performance isn't always why people buy Harleys, but some do. But a lot of us have heard the phrase, yesterday's technology with tomorrow's prices. And Harley's best-selling bikes are still air-cooled pushrod engines. As for bikes like the Sportster S that have the RevMax engine, well, liquid-cooled overhead cam engines have been around for a long time already. They're nice to have now, but it's not exactly a bold step into the future. Another issue surrounding performance is the fact that to get more out of a high-displacement engine, you have to spend, potentially, thousands more on parts. Things like cams, tunes, bigger cylinders and pistons, exhaust, dyno tuning. This stuff adds up quick. For the price you pay for the bike, you would hope you could have higher performance come with that higher price tag. Now, how about dealerships? Ooh, this is one I have heard a ton about. And depending on who you deal with, the hate is very well warranted. Dealers' fees, markups, and unwillingness to negotiate is just the tip of the iceberg. There are some dealers who feel that their stuff don't stink and are very shady with their practices. I have been to dealerships where no one would even look at me, let alone ask what I'm looking for. And I've had one not only misrepresent my trade-in value, but the price of the new bike as well. Some dealers, but not all, give the brand a very bad name. It also doesn't help when you have big car and power sports dealers buying out the independent shops. Then there is the stereotype of the typical Harley rider, and you know what I'm talking about. Big, hairy, sweating, stinking, drunken, leather-clad deadbeat, and he's riding an obnoxiously loud, oil-spewing, polluting bike with parts falling off of it left and right. And I feel this one is unwarranted. I'm sure there are still riders out there like that, but I don't see too many of them. I do have to admit that I like a loud motorcycle, though. But most of the people I see are generally hardworking, blue-collar folks. Actually, there are a great deal of white-collar professionals out there who ride Harleys too. Basically, we all aren't generally the outrageous motorcycle club running through your town out to pillage and plunder. But there are also the Harley riders who feel that unless it's a Harley, it's not a real bike. And that's a load of crap, in my opinion. I could care less what kind of bike you own, whether it's a Yamaha, Honda, or Triumph. I don't see any reason for anyone to look down at someone because of what they ride. Motorcycle riders should stick together, not bitch at each other. We will bust each other's balls from time to time, but that's all it really is. Now, I'm not saying this stuff because I hate Harley Davidson. I've been pretty hard on them with some of their decisions, but I still like the company overall. I wouldn't have owned their bikes if I didn't. And the bikes are pricey, yes, but you don't have to buy a brand new bike off the showroom floor. There are plenty of used ones out there, actually thousands and thousands of them, and they aren't going to break the bank. Now, as far as performance goes, that's pretty subjective if you ask me. Some people have the need for speed, and I wouldn't say that's me. I have a stage 1 on my bike, but that's it. And that fat boy will go plenty fast enough for me to kill myself on it. And actually, my old worn-out Sportster Leaky Pete, it would have enough to get me into some serious trouble as well. I don't need a bike to go 200 miles an hour in order to enjoy it. That's also probably why I don't mind having a pushrod engine. Quite frankly, I like the way it looks. It looks very mechanical, like an engine should. And I also like the sound. I'll agree that it's not the most advanced design, but the company has come farther in the last few years with bikes like the Pan America. And like I said before about the dealerships, they can be good or really bad. I will admit that it's a big problem for the company, but I have had luck with my local dealer, Prairie Harley Davidson. I bought my last bike through them, and if you've watched any of my reviews, they are the ones who have gave me the opportunity to get out on some new bikes. Also, they are still independently family-owned and operated, and that is a big reason why they are still so good. Now, as for stereotypes, they are a hard thing to get around. They are everywhere, in race, religion, politics, and yes, motorcycles. For example, my uncle worked at a bike dealership back in the late 70s. He said that when the new Harleys came in, the next day there would always be a puddle of oil underneath them. Now, although it's been over 40 years and several engines ago, he still said he would never get one based solely on that same reason. So some people, you can just never change their mind. So there are just a few reasons why Harley receives so much hate, at least as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure there are some of you out there who can come up with plenty more reasons. So let me have it in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one.